And different sticks stain differently because they're made from different, maybe the same trees, but different lots. So some of them will absorb the stain very readily, very quickly, and then some of them will repel the stain, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to keep consistency. Now, look at this, it's rich color. See the color? And watch the difference. We're talking red now. So basically everything, all my pieces that you see color in, all those sticks have been through this process that I'm doing right now. People always ask me how I got started with this, and it's such an interesting story. I had a friend that lived downtown, and he invited me to come down on the subway one morning, and we were going to check out the architecture downtown. And he said, no, have you ever been in this place called Muscatel's? And I said, no, I haven't. And he says, come on, let's go in. One of the first things I noticed was at the end of the aisle was some boxes of popsicle sticks, just like these, pretty much. And it triggered a memory. And I went on to tell my friend that when I was 9 years old, I was homesick in bed, and my neighbor Doris Mentor, who was a teacher at the time, came over and brought me 2 boxes of popsicle sticks and some glue. And she said, well, you know, maybe you can do something with these. And I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. What am I going to make? What am I going to make? Well, I ended up making a popsicle stick lamp, or craft stick lamp, because I think popsicles is trademarked. Everybody loved it, and they were talking about it, and somehow I ended up on the local television station. And they interviewed me, and they put my number at the bottom of the screen, and people actually called in and ordered these. And I expected my friend to be impressed or to be really, really excited about the story, but he was more excited about the shop. And so he said to me, he says, oh, that's nice, look at this over here. And my feelings were hurt, is the bottom line. So I thought, well, maybe if I make one of these lamps, he'll see what I'm talking about and see how special that was. So I bought the popsicle sticks, and I came home, and I started to recreate the lamp that I remembered making when I was 9. But that's not the lamp that came out of me. It was another lamp that came out of me, and it was far more intricate and far more visually stimulating than the lamp that I made when I was 9. And when I finished it, I thought, wow, I thought, this is pretty cool. Maybe I could sell this. So I hesitated just for a little while, and I thought, but you know, if I'm going to sell it, everybody's going to want a pair of them. So I painstakingly recreated another one to match the one that I just made. So now I've got 2 lamps. I'm very proud of them. And I take them to a friend of mine who has a shop on Melrose, and I say, look at these lamps. Aren't they cool? And he says, yeah, they're cool. And I said, well, you know, can I sell them in your store, or would you consider that? And he was like, well, maybe. So the next thought I had while I was still sitting there was I was looking around his shop, and I saw a console table, and I thought, well, they'll look really nice on that console table. And then I thought, I'm going to make a console table. So I set off to make the console table. When I finished with the console table, I thought, wow, this is good. And I thought, well, I've always wanted to do a display for my friend's shop, one of his windows. So I asked him if I could do a popsicle stick window, and he said yes. So I thought, what do I need? I need a mirror and a chandelier. So I made the mirror, but I didn't make the chandelier. So then I did the popsicle stick display, and it was a success. People were very into looking at it. They couldn't believe that the table actually held the lamps and that the mirror was so intricate, and it was really fun. And then from that, someone saw the table and suggested that I show the table to Claire Graham. So I knew Claire, but I didn't know that he had a gallery. So I called Claire and I set up an appointment, and I took the table for him to see. And he said to me, would you like to do an exhibit? And at the time I said sure. But at the time, this was in 2007, the exhibit, the soonest he could get me in was March of 2010. So I was kind of like, that's a long way away, but here we are. So this exhibit has been in the making for 3 years, and that's how I got started doing popsicle sticks.